Batman, on a level, you could be the greatest individual in football history.
We are back with another video. Listen, man, disappointing result yesterday, but we're alive, innit, Flawless? What we saying?
Man, we're alive. You know what I'm saying? I'm blessed, black, and highly favored. You are short. You are definitely the same. So, let's go. You know what I'm saying? What are you telling me?
I'm good. Listen, man.
Love the smile, man. There we go, Bainty.
You know me. Yesterday, I was angry that we were talking off air. I was sending this guy a message saying, yo, we need to talk. Ten Hag got this wrong kind of thing, innit? That was my personal opinion yesterday. And I still feel the exact same thing. But we're going to talk about it. But before we get started, make sure you guys like the video, comment your thoughts. We'll talk about Liverpool as well towards the end of the video because, listen, I told you, man, why you look Klopp out? Well, we'll discuss that. First of all, United. Let's start with the team lineup. Okay. I sent you a message, and I sent other people a message that before the game started saying Ten Hag got it wrong. As soon as Christian Eriksen was out, we knew he was out, you have to start Lindelof at centre-back. My personal opinion for the build-up. Because Lindelof is better than Varane on the ball. There was times yesterday where I looked at Varane. I don't have a problem with Varane defensively. Yeah. But I think on the ball, there was times where he tried doing that little switch to Sancho. Okay. Went off the pitch kind of thing, innit? Right. It was like, if you know you got someone so important in the build-up and Eriksen out, surely then you start Lindelof. I think that would have been common sense, especially after, say, Maximin was out. Yeah. You don't need that pace kind of thing as much. Yeah.
I hear your point. The point makes sense, but it goes to show where our team is at. That we're talking about our creative 8, if you want to call him a 6 deep line playmaker, whatever you want to class Eriksen as. We're talking about him being out. And then the next thing, our solution to that is our centre-back. That goes to show where our squad is at. Now, Donny van de Beek being injured doesn't help because I fully believe if Donny van de Beek is fit, he's playing in that game. Same way I think he plays in the Europa League games, and our first game against Sociedad is different as well. But injuries happen. This is why I don't think we'll finish top 4. I've spoke in depth on this show, on your channel many times about not only do we lack quality in terms of our squad, we lack quality as well. It's quantity and quality. It's both. So that's why, you could argue, Lindelof at centre-back, but set pieces, this is a great point. I had no idea how tall Newcastle's team was. They are a team of giants, and Varane is better fitted for that. So I see it from an offensive standpoint, but from a defensive standpoint, not just on set pieces, also on the counter-attack and just in general, I would go with Varane. Like, you could argue that, yes, but I don't think the game was drawn and lost of Lindelof playing against Varane. Our attackers got to do more. I said this on my watch-along. Our front 4 are I'm looking at them the same way from a defensive standpoint. If we played poor defensively, I'm not looking at, why are our wingers not tracking back? Okay, that could be a part of it, but why are our fullbacks not doing what they're doing? Why is our holding midfielder not what he's doing if we are defensively poor, even though we were good yesterday? So it's our front 4. But we've seen this before, and I'll say it again. Bruno and Ronaldo together is not the one. You are going to suffer. Because there's no creativity. There's very little creativity. There's very, very little link-up play. You are not even if Sancho and Anthony played 10 out of 10 against Newcastle, I still believe we probably edged the game, but we still would have struggled. But all I'm going to say is the sky's not falling. And I'm actually, this is going to sound weird. I'm actually pleased that I'm disappointed about the result, because this is the first time in the longest time I'm actually disappointed with a Manchester United result, which means I have expectations of this manager. I have expectations of this team. But we drew to Newcastle. If people call us the 6th best team and say Newcastle are the best of the rest, we drew to the team just below us. Newcastle, they played well. They impressed me defensively as well. But the sky's not falling.
I said I would have taken a draw in it before, but that's when I thought St. Maximin was fit. Yeah, as soon as I said St. Maximin was out, come on, man, you have to be winning that. And someone said this, do you think injuries are because of the demands of our manager? Let me ask you this, who's been injured? Martial, who's injury problem before Erik Ten Hag came in.
Yeah, we know Martial.
Brian has picked up a bit of injuries, but he's been injury problem before Ten Hag came in. Eriksen was ill, so he wasn't injured, technically. Same thing with Rashford. He was ill, not injured. That's why he didn't start. Unless I'm missing someone else here. Yeah. Who else am I missing?
Yeah, I defend him on the Varane one because that was just a freak one, the City one.
Yeah, but unless I'm going mad, I don't think I'm missing anyone else important.
Yeah, I don't think you're missing. Donny van de Beek, you could argue as well. He's been injured.
Man, but he was injured at Everton as well, to be fair.
Yeah, that's true.
like I don't think it's because of the manager. But the thing is that if like this is where, for example,
I agree with that.
the Lindelof thing, yeah, by the way, just quickly getting on it. Fine, you want to start with Varane. I still think there has to be a point where you have to bring in Lindelof. Because you said, well, like you could argue, you might not trust the bench. I can understand it. They're fully young players kind of thing, innit?
Yeah.
But surely you bring on Lindelof. You have to try something different. I'll be honest, Casemiro and Fred, I don't think they offered enough, especially Fred, by the way. Fred, that first half performance, shambolic. That was one of our all-time Hall of Famer disaster class right there. And this is why I said, remember when people were crying out for Casemiro and Fred to start together?
Yeah.
Like, it didn't make sense. Like, people's logic was international football. International football is your logic for both of them starting together.
No, I hear that.
And in international football, you have one of the best players football's ever seen in Neymar dropping deep to collect the ball. Right. And you want to try the exact same thing.
You're making points.
I won't This is why when I kept saying, listen, what does Ten Hag actually want? And this is why I kept saying, you know, when you have Eriksen deeper, he wants Eriksen deeper because of the ball progression.
Facts.
Like, it's clear to see, and no one else in our team can offer that. And that's why when people kept saying Casemiro, Fred, Eriksen, or Casemiro, Fred, Bruno together, I was just like, think of what Erik Ten Hag wants for his football.
Yeah.
Unless you're changing the style of play or the way your midfield's operating, Ten Hag is literally picking the best midfield for it currently in that Casemiro, Bruno, Eriksen thing. Especially the Casemiro, Eriksen pivot.
I know what you're saying.
Should say that.
I won't criticize Casemiro for it because he's my DM. I'm not looking. This goes back to the Lindelof thing you mentioned. Like, this goes right back to what you mentioned about Lindelof. I'm not looking at my destroyer of a DM to be the progressor of the ball. To even though I thought he was fine and he played well, I'm not looking to him to be our creative outlet. Fred, you can criticize more. How you're not sold on Casemiro at this point, Dark Oza, I have no idea how people are not sold on Casemiro at this point. You know what I'm saying? Now he's up to speed. He was great. He was good against Everton. He created arguably the best chance of the game against Newcastle, where Rashford should score the header, but we'll get onto that. Fred, you mentioned it there. We know Fred's not good enough. Again, this comes back. Yeah, it comes back to what I've mentioned many a time. Our squad is not good enough. If we could guarantee our first 11 starts and doesn't get injured and stays fit for the entire season, I think we genuinely finish top 4. But that is highly unlikely. And I know the players behind that are not good enough. I know Fred is not good enough. I know Lindelof is not good enough. Ronaldo's not good enough. You know what I'm saying? And we know and I've spoke in depth about Bruno and Rashford and their deficiencies. So, and I said this on previous streams as well. I think I said it yesterday when I was on the watch along, said it on the Q&A as well, in regards to we beat Omonia with a late goal. If I could swap and take that winning goal from Omonia and score against Newcastle but draw against Omonia, I'm not swapping. I've said this time and time again. Our priority should be, and this is the first time me saying is watching United, that the Premier League is not top. You know what I'm saying? The Premier League isn't isn't number one priority or joint with the Champions League. We need to target the Europa League. Not only is it a trophy, number one, number two, it's a way back into the Champions League as well. And I believe winning the Europa League is an easier route. Of course, could we get knocked out in the Europa League? Yes. But you need less of a quality squad to win a cup competition than you do to go 38 games deep into a season and compete with City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Spurs, Arsenal, rather than Europa League and the teams who are dropping down. So again, the sky is not falling. Again, disappointing. But I like where we are heading. But I'm figuring out where this team's at because I legit don't know. You know why I don't know? Because the sample size is too small. But I like where we are heading. How people are not, and one thing people are sleeping on, and if it was bad, all we'd be hearing about is how defensively good we look. Not just against Newcastle, I'm saying in general. Like, the defense is the strong part. No, all of a sudden, nobody's mentioning Martinez's height. All of a sudden, Varane's managing to stay fit. All of a sudden, even Luke Shaw, I thought he has stayed fit, though. How many games has he missed?
He also got a couple injuries, though.
No, he's only one injury. It was one. Yeah, it was one.
Listen, man, we're literally 10 games in.
Yeah, 10 games. So if someone would have said he would only miss one game due to injury, we all would have took that.
He started 6 games so far in the league.
Yeah. And he was on the bench as well for one of the games as well.
Two of
the games. So my point is, he's been, what did we say? Availability. He's been available for 99% of the games. That's not direct, people. Like, my maths is bad. But you understand my point. Like, why are you laughing? It's not funny. Man. Why are you laughing?
Yeah, listen, big up Saeed as well.
Yeah, man. Flawless speaking facts deep down. But the thing is, Saeed, I knew this before the season started. This is why, even though we signed 5 players, and I like the 5 players we signed, we still needed more. But he's not going to fix it in one window.
But I think like this is where I do blame Ten Hag a bit. Yeah, Fred should have been off at half-time. You had to, I don't care what anyone says here,
First.
Zidane Iqbal had to be coming on.
That's first.
There's no way you've seen Zidane Iqbal in pre-season. I think, I think he's going to do worse than Fred. Like, after Fred was playing that bad, should you just give him a chance kind of thing? Like, you missed that controller kind of thing, innit? I'm not saying Zidane Iqbal's going to do it to the same level that he did in pre-season, but you have to give him a chance.
Agreed.
Especially after how bad Fred was playing, innit? Which is why I think Ten Hag deserves certain blame for that. Front line, Anthony. I sent you a message yesterday. I didn't. So
this guy said it was hot, and I just left him alone in it. I was just like, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Hey, Anthony, listen. That his crosses, by the way, boy, are they bad.
Yeah, they were poor.
Zero crosses complete from 6 games yesterday. Like, come on, man. Like, it was frustrating. I think his decision making.
Hey, you lot, stop getting on my maths, all right? And why are you laughing, Bainesy? It's not funny. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Why are you smiling? You know what I'm saying? This ain't funny. Look at this guy. Allow my maths people. Maths ain't my strong. English is my strong suit. That's why I can do this. But maths is a myth. But go on. You lot understand. Someone give me the percentage of the amount of games Rand's been available for. You know what I'm saying? Please, since you lot are mathematicians. But go on, carry on.
Listen, Anthony, I think his decision making at times, end of the first half, tried the ball outside of the foot. Simple pass to Bruno Fernandes.
Agreed.
I'll be honest, like right now, I said it I think I said it on Saeed's channel the other day. Like, I feel like he's kind of like flattering to deceive kind of thing. Like, obviously, like he's got the goals, 3 goals in 3 games in the like Premier League and stuff before this game. But I don't think his over wing play has been good. I think he's been below par for like my expectations kind of thing.
Yeah, it depends what your expectations was. I'm just glad to have a right winger who wants to be out there. Man, I'm saying is it 9 out of 10, but that don't include the Europa League games because we played more than 10 matches. So don't do that. You know what I'm saying? I know 9 out of 10 is 90. Don't play me. Don't do that, yo. You lot taking liberties. Don't do that. My point is, I'm just happy to have an actual right winger. Like, we haven't had a genuine right winger who's comfortable out on the right wing, offers balance, gives us width out there as well. So that's how I'm looking at it. I also like the fact he does take his man on. I also like the fact that he doesn't let games drift. I also like the fact he does get involved. I also like the fact he is a goal threat. Was he good yesterday against Newcastle? No. But I will forgive that because it's his first season and what is his 5th start in the Premier League? 6th start or something like that. Like, is it 4th? So he's played 4 matches when the players he's around are not good enough. And I've criticized this. I've mentioned this. You got Jadon Sancho, who's been below par. Ronaldo, who's not good enough. Bruno, who's not good enough.
Sancho was our best attacker yesterday, though.
He was.
I get on Sancho, but you see that first half, for example, especially the first half.
Aggressive.
As I said, he was taking the man on a bit more kind of thing, driving the ball, carrying the ball. Yeah. So I'll be honest, I was relatively happy with Sancho in the first half, and I get onto him kind of thing, innit?
Yeah. But when I say below par, I'm not talking about so much that game, but I'm saying in certain games and just this season. I don't think he's been as bad as people made out, but he's not been well. But the reason why I'm more harsh on him because I said this is his breakout season. When me and you did, was it me and you? It might have been me and you or me and Saeed. Or was it me and you who did the player ratings so far for this season? But was it before the international break? It might have been with Saeed. Yeah, with Saeed. So me and Saeed did what's it called? Did that, and I think we put Sancho in good. But what I said was when we do this next time, so the next player ratings before the World Cup, he needs to be an outstanding. He needs to level up. So where I'm at with Sancho, I'm not there with Anthony yet because it's his first season. Like I said, so Sancho got to deliver. Ronaldo's not good enough. Bruno's not good enough. Fred's not good enough. So I take that into consideration when I'm looking at Anthony's performance because my boy Eddie keeps saying it. Man's out there on an island, pretty much. But yeah, but we move on.
Oh, my days, man. It frustrated me. Listen, I'll be honest, I want to talk about Ronaldo as well, yeah? Okay, listen, Ronaldo didn't have a good game.
Yeah.
But you don't take him off. I'm sorry. I don't care what anyone says here. You need to go. Take a risk. Go 4-4-2. Ronaldo, Rashford up top. Sancho on the left. Anthony on the right. Take off Fred and Bruno deeper. That's exactly what I would have done. There's no way you take Ronaldo off. I'm sorry. I think that was an outrageous decision. 20 minutes left. I'll be honest, I was watching the game with my dad. Everyone could see the way the game was going. You know the last 10, 15 minutes we're gonna be kind of camping Newcastle back a bit with the Old Trafford crowd. Everyone could see it. You don't take Ronaldo off. I'm sorry, man. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, that's your bias, but I understand.
No, but the thing is, I would have said it was Odion and Gallo. I would have said it was Anthony Martial. I would want my striker on. At that point, just go 4-4-2.
I understand.
Did Ten Hag take a risk? Wait. Did Ten Hag take a risk to win the game?
No, because he kept it. I'm trying to think. What were his subs? So he
Rashford,
took off
that's
Ronaldo.
it.
He took off Ronaldo for Rashford.
That was the only sub. I don't think he took a risk to win that game, personally.
Nah, he didn't risk it all. That's true. But we still created enough to win the game. That's the crazy part. Fred should score.
Yeah, Fred should score. Rashford
should score. Like, to miss an open net and your striker's missing a header from 6 yards, the manager's done enough. Despite the penalties, despite anything else. Rashford, that miss there is criminal. But because it's Rashford, and this ain't you, but because it's Rashford, there's less talk about it. Let that had been Martial. Different conversation.
No, I'll be honest. No, don't get me wrong. Listen, Rashford in the year, come on, man. Like, everyone knows he's pathetic.
Again, no. He's
We've
even
seen
him
it
not
for so many years, kind of thing, isn't it?
Even him not being good in the air. There's no outfield player that should be missing a header from 6 yards.
I'm not saying listen, he should be scoring that kind of thing.
I said the same thing about Casemiro against Everton when he missed a free header from 6 yards out. You're a professional footballer. It's not me. I'm terrible in the air. But guess what? I play Saudi League football. So the levels is different in that. You're a professional footballer. If you are getting a free header in the 6 yard box, you score that. I don't care if it's the holding midfielder, if it's the striker, if it's the fullbacks, whoever that is. You need to score that. And we did enough. Did we create as much as I would have liked? No, but we have to give credit to Newcastle because Newcastle were good defensively. And we had two of our best attacking players missing. Ericsson
and this by the way, I agree with this. I'm not saying Ronaldo's in that Rashford position because we don't know how football is, kind of thing, innit? Like, you don't know if the striker's going to be in that position. But all I'm saying, I felt like with 20 minutes to go, you just keep Ronaldo. You keep a striker on. You take a bit more risk. Like if you took off Ronaldo and you brought on 2 more strikers, kind of thing, then I'll be like, you know what, I can kind of understand. You're still kind of going for it.
You want to see more.
I just thought it was kind of the same thing, kind of thing, innit? Like, not the same thing. Like, obviously Ronaldo's different to Rashford, but the midfield will still stay the same. Just take off Rashford. Just take off Fred. Move Bruno a bit deeper. Let him do that little spammy ball in the last 10, 15 minutes. And let's just take a bit more risk, kind of thing, innit? Because let's when Bruno Guimaraes came off as well for Newcastle in the last 10, 15. I think Callum Wilson, might have come off as well in the last 10, 15. In the last 10, 15 minutes, Newcastle weren't trying to win that game, let's be honest. They were there. They were happy with a point. Only one team wanted to win it. Which is why that's when I look at Ten Hag and I'm like, come on, man.
Maybe he could have took a little bit more. The risk part I get. The taking off Ronaldo, but I understand the risk part. I understand why he didn't risk it. Because it's a good performance. It's not a good point, but it's not a bad point. It's just more disappointing. But Spurs Wednesday, then we're down the Library in West London on Saturday. I'm looking at those 2 games. How does it go? We should beat Spurs. Chelsea will be tough, and they're in good form as well. They are in good form. Chelsea are in good form. Even though they didn't, according to I was talking to the Chelsea fans, they were saying they didn't play well against Villa, but they got the result. But they're in good form in terms of results. Because Graham Potter's undefeated.
I actually, just quickly, and I said this to you off air. You know, another thing I want to talk about. There was a passage or play between the 55th minute and 65th minute. The one that, for example, that led to the Sancho penalty as well, yeah? Or should have been a penalty in my eyes.
Definitely.
You see that passage or play? We were moving the ball very, very well. And I said this to you off air. We went backwards to go forwards, but there was an intention kind of thing on the ball. And you know, people in the crowd were getting restless. That frustrated me so much because United.
Talk about it, man.
No, because United during that period were doing everything right. Like when we did that passage or play, I was literally like, yes, well done, kind of thing, innit? I was clapping the TV. I thought we were having a very good passage or play. And then you can kind of feel the stadium getting a bit restless, kind of thing. And I always feel like that has a, like an implication on the players.
It has a negative impact.
Yeah. Like sometimes you just have to let the players kind of play.
But Bainesy, you're a man of football, so you understand it.
Like,
there isn't many people like me and you who are men of football. That's what that is.
The thing is, it's easier to say like when you're watching on TV than the stadium when you're probably like involved in the game a bit more, kind of thing, innit? In terms of the atmosphere, like kind of changing your feeling. But I still thought the crowd just had to relax. We were playing good football. Yeah. For a passage or play, just let the players play. That frustrated me so much. And I also want to talk about the referee. I think Callum Wilson should have had a penalty.
Agreed.
I think Varane very, very lucky there.
Yeah, he was.
I think Sancho should have had a penalty.
Sorry, that last comment made me. That is hilarious. That is hilarious.
Well, this one here. That's a good comment.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, I think in my personal opinion, I think Callum Wilson should have had a penalty. I think that was silly by Varane. I think Sancho should have had a penalty.
Agreed.
I think Ronaldo should have had a penalty for the Trippier thing. And I think that Ronaldo goal should have stood the second one.
I've not seen it again. I'm still confused by it.
I saw that today.
But what? Did the defender touch it back to the goalkeeper and then Ronaldo took it?
So basically, the referee blew the whistle, the defender touched it, and then obviously Ronaldo's kind of waiting a bit, kind of thing, and just so he can go a bit closer, just so, what do you call it? Like, the goalkeeper doesn't anticipate kind of thing that he clears it. And then Ronaldo got in front of the Pope and scored. Like, it was a perfectly good goal, which is why I'm like, yo, that was terrible refereeing. Well, and the thing is, okay, you made that mistake on the field. VAR, like, what is VAR at this point? Honestly, like, it annoys me.
Get it off your chest. And just to clarify, people, someone said in the chat, we're not getting top 4. I've said for the longest, I said before the season started, Manchester United getting top 4. Number 2, where did I say Spurs is going to be an easy game? I never said Spurs is. I expect Manchester United to win, but it won't be easy because Spurs are good defensively. And we know what Conte is going to do in this type of games. But do we have enough to break them down and create chances? Yes. I think we should beat Spurs at home. Yes. I'm looking at that. Not an easy win, but a win. I don't know why people take confidence as like being disrespectful to teams. No. We should beat Spurs, and then Chelsea will be Chelsea will be tough. Ryan, I don't want to hear from you about.
I will get onto the Spurs and Chelsea thing.
You're almost clopping. You know what I'm saying? What are you talking about?
This year, Rick, that touch wasn't him taking a free kick. He was like knocking about it. That's what I thought, kind of thing, innit? But as soon as the referee blew the whistle, the ball's in play after he touched it.
That's it. Yeah.
Like, he's in play. He scored. That's a perfectly good goal. He played to the whistle. Ronaldo did. Newcastle didn't. Yeah. That's why I was like, that's an outrageous decision, kind of thing, innit? And it was like, you could see the United. That's one thing I did like it. Every United player went over to the referee. I know you're not meant to do that kind of thing, innit? But like, when was the last time you really saw United players do that?
It's been a minute.
Like, I always see, like, when United referees, like, everyone's kind of half-hearted going at it. Whereas, remember, for example, there's been a couple, like, in terms of when we should have a decision, like, our players are kind of,
they're half-hearted with their protests.
You know what to give as a team, kind of thing. And that, like, it's just small things like that I like, kind of thing, innit? So that's why I like fair play to United. Crap referee, but listen.
And to Ryan, who said Spurs were a very tough team to beat, sit back and have a great transitional threat. I literally just said all that. I'm surprised. I expect United to win because we have enough. I think they'll give us the ball. Stylistically, they will give us the ball. And I think we have enough to break them down. We've been creating chances. I mean, I really like our performances. I know this is a foreign concept to you, Ryan, because you're your manager out, but I'm fully backing my manager. You know what I'm saying? So, and I back my team. So I expect United.
Ricky said Baines did the whistle goal before the defender touched. Yeah, you did. Like, trust me, that's a legal goal. I don't care what anyone says. That's a legal goal. Like, you know me, I will be honest with the decision, kind of thing, innit? Yeah, like I said, Newcastle should have had a penalty, but I think we should have had that goal, kind of thing, innit? But listen, like, there was still enough time for us to break down Newcastle. We didn't do it. You move, kind of thing, and a 0-0 result. Obviously, I think that helps Newcastle more. I think they were more happy with the point.
Absolutely, they're more happy with the point. Definitely a better point for them than it is for us.
Because I don't think they have a good record at Old Trafford either. Like,
no, they don't. It's real bad. I think they've got 3 wins in like 50 years or something like that.
And listen, they still only lost 1 game in the league so far.
Yeah, and they seem like they're aiming to be the best of the rest.
Yeah, and they could, and I think they have the best defense in the league right now as well. And they played 10 games, so full credit to Newcastle, full credit to Eddie Howe. And listen, they had Saint Maximin out. So they were going to play that negative style of football kind of thing. You could argue, got a 0-0 draw, they're going to take it.
No Isaac, there was no Saint Maximin either. So it's just Callum Wilson, Fraser, Almiron.
I think Mir got Almiron here, by the way. He's one of the most improved players in the Premier League.
All right, talk about it.
No, generally kind of thing. I remember a couple, or even last year, let's be honest, everyone thought Mir got Almiron was dead food. Like, you saw Jack really joking about him kind of thing, innit? But I think he's got 4 league goals so far this season. Like, he's actually done all right kind of thing.
Right, he's got as many goals as Gabriel Jesus. Mazza. Interesting.
This guy. But he's actually done all right.
Has he not?
Kind of thing, innit?
Has he? Would you beat this guy? Has he not? I swear Jesus got 4 goals.
Does he? We would have had more.
3 goals? Nah, man. See, it's Jedi mind trick, man. You know what I'm saying?
Man. Don't worry, we'll
Jedi
get on
magic.
to Arsenal as well. We'll get on to
we don't have
Arsenal.
to talk about them, but come on.
Nah.
It says, come on, lads, it's Tottenham. Nah, I wouldn't say all that, but like we need to do the business.
I like the video as well. I like the video. I'll be honest, you see with Bruno, I don't know, man. You see Bruno, I'll be honest, his performances always confuse me.
Go on,
Like, I feel like Bruno's one of the hardest players to analyze the football kind of thing, isn't it?
Go on, well, this is gonna be interesting.
No, like, I don't know if he's good or I don't know if he's bad. Like yesterday, I just thought he was a 6 out of 10 or 5 out of 10. Like defensively, I thought he helped out a lot. But then going forward at times, I'm like, I wanted a bit more in terms of creativity wise.
What I'll say is, if you can't figure out if a player is good or bad or not, he's bad.
Nah,
that's what
I'll be honest. Like there's some players that just confuse me.
No, I'm saying if a player confuses you or you are unsure if a player is good or bad, that means that player is bad or average at best. Because you just mentioned Neymar earlier when we was talking about something. You have no confusion or no doubts how good of a player Neymar is.
No, but
because Neymar's just good.
I thought Bruno defensively was really, really good yesterday.
And to Ricken, I'll talk about Arsenal if I want. Go win a major trophy. How old are you? Have you ever seen your team win a Premier League? No. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever seen your team win a Champions League? No. These Arsenal fans talking like you lot done something, whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? You lot ain't done shit. I'm saying hold that. Everyone who's going to watch this back afterwards, hold that. How many of you lot in the comments have seen your team win? I've seen Arsenal win a Premier League. I'm saying probably 10% of you lot. Yeah, I'm saying calculate that. You know what I'm saying? Go on. Go on, fam. Carry on.
No, I'm just reading the comments kind of.
Yeah, saying here we go. You know what I'm saying? But go on, carry on.
Yeah, but listen, on the ball, wanted a bit more from Bruno, but I think defensively, that was one of his best games I've seen. But I'll be honest, you see with Bruno, I don't know if it's just me. Do you ever feel like he's just going to get sent off?
Nah, because he doesn't.
Like, there was a point yesterday, I was like, okay, Bruno, I think the head's going kind of thing, innit?
But that's just him. His head's always going. He's always whinging, complaining, and having a moan. You know
I know. That's all it's him. But I'm just like, yesterday, I was like, yo, like, tone it down just a little bit.
Yeah, like, but that's always him. He's always here. He's always complaining, whinging, moaning, like, but he's never aggressive, like, in terms of in the tackle. He's not.
No, but there was I'll be honest. Remember when Bruno Guimaraes tackled him and then he got him back literally like 5-10 minutes later kind of thing?
Yeah.
I was like, yo, you kind of need to relax because what do you call it? The slow-mo of that tackle on Bruno G looked bad. I was like, oh, foot's a bit up. Yo, like relax a bit kind of thing, innit?
Yeah, that
And I think there was also a tackle near the corner flag where I'm like, yo, your head's kind of going, just relax a bit.
Bruno though. That's why I don't get. You'll never hear me now anymore get mad at him after games and recapping games. I understand what he's good at. I understand what he's bad at. And I understand for where Manchester United are trying to go, he's not good enough. You know what I'm saying?
And this is another one here.
You in the chat, keep it respectful, man. 100%.
Just quickly,
go on.
I think Martinez, last 2 games on the ball, slightly worse. Like I've seen him give away 1 or 2 too many balls to my liking kind of thing. And this is obviously me being harsh, but that's because in my eyes, he's United's best player.
He's been quality.
Yeah. Like you kind of have to like.
I think most of that. Kind of thing, I think that's there's times in the game I'm watching it. People ain't showing for the ball. I'm shy on watching on. Like,
no, but the thing is, I don't like. It's not him showing for the ball kind of thing or other players. I was just like sometimes he's passing. I thought he had that against Onomi or whatever they're called, where I thought 1 or 2 times his passing was a bit off kind of thing, innit?
Yeah.
I'm just like maybe he does need a rest. But I'll be honest, I think a lot of people need a rest as well. I said this. I think Dalot definitely needs a rest, man.
100%.
I think it's clear and obvious to see. And just quickly, with Dalot, at the end of the game, you're driving with the ball. Why would you then square it? I don't know. You weren't even squaring it to anyone. I don't even know what you was thinking. Like, you were literally in the penalty box, just driving with the ball. You think a defender?
I know.
Do you think a defender really wants to face a player driving with the ball?
That's when he cut in. He had it on his left foot, didn't he? I know what you're talking about.
It was just stupidity kind of thing, and that frustrated me so much because I was like, just drive. You drive, you got a good shooting opportunity, or you got a very good chance of winning a penalty towards the end.
Yeah.
But listen, man. Listen, frustrated, man. No, like I'll be honest. Yesterday was one of the first times this season where I really got frustrated.
I could tell in the messages, even though you didn't voice note me. I could just tell. I know you well enough to know. I know you don't. How come you don't voice note? Where's the love from? Why I voice note you?
I don't voice note anyone.
Why don't you voice note me?
Like you know when you hear your voice back, No, like, it's
Why?
a bit weird.
Why do you listen to the voice? I don't listen to voice notes back when I send them.
No, but like, even
Unless
when
I say a great joke.
No, like, even when I listen to the videos back here or see a clip, no, like, it just feels a bit weird.
I really don't. I know what I sound like. Why does it sound weird?
I can't be the only one here that hates hearing my own voice.
Yeah, we all hate hearing your voice, but why do you? You know what I'm
No.
saying?
Surely. This is what is it time to get onto Erik Ten Hag for not playing the youth?
The joke.
You know what?
Go on.
I don't even know what you said.
I know you didn't. You don't listen. Serves you right, but carry on.
No, because I wanted to answer this question kind of thing. Is it time to get onto Erik Ten Hag for not playing the youth? I said this like I can hear it in terms of Erik Ten Hag needs results.
To cut you off. The comment section's hilarious. That last comment is joke.
I'm trying to speak right now.
Sorry, my bad.
Like I can hear it in terms of Erik Ten Hag needs results in it. Like you're not really going to risk a youngster, but for me, he said something before the game which I thought was interesting about Kobe Mainoo in terms of you're not here just for the experience. You're here because you can make an impact, and that's what I expect. As soon as he said that, I was like, surely, maybe not Kobe, but Zidane Iqbal, you know he can make an impact. Why not then bring him on?
Yeah, I will too. Not get onto him, I think is the wrong way, but I'm looking at it. Why not play Zidane Iqbal? Why not? I'm looking at it. Why not? To me, that is a better game to bring him into. It's not like you're bringing him on at home to Spurs or away at the Bridge. Like that's a whole different conversation. But yeah, at home to Newcastle, why not give him half an hour? Because that is one thing I believe we've seen Van Gaal do it. You know what I'm saying we've seen, even though his stint wasn't successful, we've seen Ralph do it with Alanga as well.
And even Garnacho, like you see with Garnacho, I've always said this here. I might not rate him that highly in terms of his ability, but one thing I've always said, he's fearless. He's literally played in front of nearly a full stadium in the FA Youth Cup final, made an impact in that game. You know, no matter what, you even saw it against Vallecano. What does he do? He drives with the ball.
Yeah, right.
He carries the ball.
Like I say,
he don't look scared on the pitch, which is why I'm like,
not get onto him, but I'm looking at it. But because it's only a small sample size, but I think from now up until the World Cup, definitely afterwards, we're gonna have to see it. Definitely. But I understand that maybe he doesn't think they're that good. Maybe it is that we have to take that into consideration.
No, but I think this is also. I don't think he doesn't think they're good. I'll be honest. I don't think Charlie Savage is that good. I've always said that. That's just my personal opinion. But I give him credit for pre-season. Like coming in pre-season, first pre-season with the first team, I thought he done relatively well. But I just think overall, he might need to play them a bit more. Maybe in the Europa League, we should have seen them a bit more.
Yeah, I see both sides of the arguments because I was watching Lewis's stream before we went live. Shout out to my G Lewis, and he was talking about I think in a normal season we would have had a couple Carabao Cup games by now, maybe.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if it. So maybe we would have seen him then. That's where I'm more interested to see. Let's see, we play in the Carabao Cup. Is it Villa or we have West Ham? The end of is it November or is it the end of this month? Can't remember. My point is, it's going to be interesting to see. But I see both sides. Why you would want to see the youth, but also why he doesn't play the youth. I see both sides. You know what I'm saying? Balanced. Like a great midfield.
But someone said like that's not how you integrate youth. For me, I think the perfect time was Europa League. Just bring a couple players on. And then kind of give them a bit more minutes in Europa League and then maybe see if they can play in the Premier League. Not start, but come on.
Well, hopefully, by the time we get to the next round of the Europa League, we win the first leg comfortably. And then we'll see. Hopefully, we 5-0 up. We get a nice, we get a favorable draw in the Europa League. You know what I'm saying? Or we get some scrub from the Champions League if we do finish second, like Barcelona. Before 5-0 up in the first leg, boom, and then you play the youth players. I'm saying.
But I think another problem is this is where
sarcasm that as well by the people who I mentioned Barcelona before anyone takes that serious. But go on, someone will definitely take it serious. So Barcelona,
this is where I'm a bit.
Go on.
What do you call it? Reluctant to blame.
Yeah, reluctant. Yeah.
It's kind of like.
We
don't finish teams off. Huh? We haven't this season. Other than let me think, Arsenal maybe 2-goal lead. Who else have we really had a 2-goal lead against?
Hey, you spin. You don't really have that cutting edge. Yeah. And
that's the problem kind of thing. Obviously the forward line is missing. I think the midfield, we need to do better. Listen, man, I'll be honest, I said this to your fair. Next summer, I think it's obvious what we need.
I
think we need a goalkeeper.
Goalkeeper. Okay.
And I'll be honest, I don't think De Gea was great yesterday. I thought there was a couple of times on the ball. You just booted the ball out kind of thing.
Right, go on, goalkeeper. Yeah.
Right back. We need depth. Good stuff from Leon. That's the guy I want. I think we need a striker. I want Vlahovic.
Striker. So goalkeeper, right back, striker. Who the other two?
I said this. I think we need 2 midfielders.
Okay.
I would love someone like Enzo Fernandes.
I don't know about the players you're mentioning, but I'm with you on the positions.
Like, it might be, that could be like an expensive window, but those are the profiles of players I want, kind of thing, innit?
Yeah.
Because I think Enzo Fernandes is currently averaging over 100 passes per night, which is...
What type of midfielder is he? Deep line playmaker.
Like, let me say this. He'll be the perfect Toni Kroos replacement kind of thing. Like a volume pass kind of thing, and I've always said I want that.
Shout out ice cream van as well.
Yeah. So that's what, like 4 or 5 midfielders, or and probably a number 10 as well.
Yeah.
How was he here? Not great.
And see, that's why I had to say sarcasm because, sorry, this dickhead Ryan took me serious in the chat, just pointing that out. I'm saying, talk to your mans. When I said Barca scripts, I have to point out when I'm being sarcastic.
Listen, how was the here not great when he didn't concede agenda much? Listen, first of all, don't call it agenda because I've given David here loads of credit the last 2 games. Secondly, there was points on the ball, put the ball out. And there was also a criminal pass that he played to Fred. Very, very lucky because he did that to Eriksen against Brentford and we conceded. Mm-hmm. And we're very, very lucky Newcastle didn't capitalize. I think claiming crosses, I think he could have done a bit better as well. Mm-hmm. Just to relieve pressure kind of thing, innit?
First.
But that's pretty much it.
Yeah, and that's one big criticism I have of his game, is the claiming of crosses. He's a goal line goalie, I've said it. And in 2022, that's
when people call it an agenda, listen, what did I say after the last Premier League game? Everton. He was my man in the match because he did all of that. I praised him because of that. So please don't say it's an agenda. Secondly, let's go on to Liverpool. Because certain people are Klopp out last week kind of thing, innit? Yeah, and I thought it was outrageous kind of thing that you were turning on the manager. And I think Liverpool deserve immense credit because even me going into the game, I said no chance Liverpool were getting anything from the game. There was no chance. But you know what? Fair play because Klopp got it right in terms of James Milner at right back. James Milner, listen, fair play to him. Joe Gomez was sensational.
Yeah. One set back and one set from key.
Yeah. Virgil van Dijk, listen, man, he defended that record beautifully kind of thing. That was one of the best defensive displays I've seen from Van Dijk in a long time. I think Alisson, I said it, man, best keeper in the league, comfortably, an all-time Premier League keeper kind of thing, innit? Assist, another assist, 2 assists in 2022. Brilliant. Like, Thiago was all right as well. Jota, I'll be honest. Like, you don't know I get onto Jota. I think Jota defensively was sensational. I think he really, really helped that Robertson down the left-hand side. I thought he really impressed me. And Salah, I know, like, listen, it's one game kind of thing, and let's see Liverpool can respond. Salah, that goal, listen, man, beautiful. Absolute beautiful goal there from Mo Salah. The way he turned to Cancelo, by the way, what did I say about Cancelo? He's not good defensively, but people don't want to talk about it.
We all know Cancelo's not good defensively.
No, but I made a TikTok on this, yeah, and people were saying Cancelo's good defensively.
Yeah, but people also said Trent's good defensively. You got to ignore them people.
No, but this is what I said. Like, Trent is underrated defensively in terms of how people talk about it. There's not much in it between him and Cancelo, but the energy is completely different, in my personal opinion, kind of thing, isn't it?
You know why? Because agenda's half for agenda. Trent plays for Liverpool.
That's
Fuck
true.
him.
That's true, but listen,
disrespectfully.
Man, I actually want to talk about Mo Salah because I was deep in yesterday. Yeah. Let me answer the super chat first because I want to talk about Mo Salah. Said Mark Aubrey said flawless. You can't keep making excuses for Fred. What's your response?
What excuse did I make for Fred? Is my response. And make sure you super chat the response as well. If you're going to talk nonsense, at least, you know what I'm saying, spend peas here. You're welcome, Bainesy. Go on.
No, but you see this, someone said the bit is a bit too reactionary. I'm not saying off that game. I've always said that. Like, I literally made a TikTok like 3 weeks ago saying that kind of thing, innit? So don't say it's reactionary. Salah, by the way, I want to talk about Salah because first of all, beautiful goal. Second of all, I get onto Edison. That save Edison made from that Mo Salah shot, really, really impressive. But I was thinking, yeah, you know when you're deep here, Mo Salah, time and time again, this guy's got 20 plus league goals. I think every single season since he's come, pretty much. Maybe other than one.
Yeah, pretty much.
Big games, he normally turns up. Do you think Salah does get a bit underrated by the general football fan? By the general football man, I don't mean Liverpool fans or the people that compare him to like a Neymar or whatever, like Ronaldinho kind of thing, innit? I mean, just like, do you think we can underrate Mo Salah?
We don't, in terms of me and you. Depends who you're talking to. Liverpool fans, only Ryan's the only stupid Liverpool fan who don't rate Salah. But most Liverpool fans I talk to here praise him and give him credit for what he does. And most rival fans do. Me and you do. I rarely get onto Salah. I think Salah's quality. I've said this for the longest.
No, but do you think he gets enough respect? Because I was looking at it, yeah, look at this. He came in 2017-18. First season, 32 goals, 10 assists. Season after that, 22 goals, 8 assists. Season after that, 19 goals, 10 assists. Season after that, 22 goals, 5 assists. Last season, 23 goals, 13 assists.
To get the credit. I think he's just kind of been overshadowed because as good as he's been, his team's not as been as successful. That's the problem. Because his individual success has not coincided with the team success, he probably doesn't get the credit he deserves. That's probably what the issue is. It's kind of like a player who scores like a striker or another attacking player who's getting 20 plus goals a season, but if your team's not winning anything, it kind of doesn't get the plaudits as it gets, type of thing. Like Haaland, for instance, if when City win the league, Haaland scores the X amount of goals, he's going to get all the credit because not only has he scored plenty of goals, his team's also matched it. So yeah, I know, Ryan, you rate Salah now, but fast forward last season and the season before, you didn't rate him. Don't do that. That is not streams of you talking about how he's overrated and he's no good and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I'm going to say maybe because he's been average since January. I've said this. He hasn't had a bad season since he's been at Liverpool. That's crazy. The entire time, his entire run, he's not had a bad season.
No, but like even this year, average in January, I do think Mo Salah this season has been kind of underrated. Like he's been doing a completely, like slightly different role here. But I was looking at it before this weekend. You know, he's created the second most chances in the Premier League behind the obvious one, Kevin De Bruyne. I don't know, man. Like Mo Salah surprises me when I look at his numbers sometimes in terms of you creating numbers. But even then, I do think his passing is kind of
because
underrated.
He don't create in a
like he's not your typical creator, but I do think his passing is underrated.
Yeah. Also, he's running off the ball and stuff, and just the attention he attracts. But there's no stats for that. There's no stats for attracting attention and things like that. And Tagovi says you say that, but you still won everything. But yeah, he's not won enough. He's won 1 Prem and 1 Champs. It's not enough. Now, if he had won 4 Prems and 2 Champs, different conversation.
You see with Mo Salah, his upper body strength is ridiculous. I've always said it. You see like the way he can hold a person off. Yo, for someone like that height, it is genuinely ridiculous. Like you saw what he did to Bernardo Silva yesterday. Like he was literally steamrolling past Bernardo Silva and Bernardo Silva was holding on to. I don't think people realize how ridiculous that was, kind of thing, innit? Like, it's ridiculous. And someone said this ain't the PMP trusting stream. Listen, trust me, Art Flawless, I love PMP. Like, I remember that stream where we were linked with Anthony, and I was like, yo, give me a PMP winger kind of thing.
Yeah. I'm with you on the PMP stuff. Like, I like PMP wingers. Why do you think I want Mbappe? Why do you think I'm such a fan of Mbappe? Like, bring me PMP. However, you still are the kick and run team. Don't get mistaken. You're still the kick and run team. But we give props where fair here. We give props where props is due. Like, I'll give Arsenal their props for getting a good result against Leeds and being top of the league currently. Props to them. They're doing well. Give them props. All jokes aside.
What do you think about City quickly before we move on to Arsenal?
Just a blip. Just a pop. Just a under below par performance, but they'll bounce back. 110%. City will bounce back, go on a run, and probably win their next 10 or something ridiculous like that. But yeah, Liverpool will be fine. Anyone talking about, Haaland's a fraud or this player's a fraud and Pep's no good. And it is a place where they have a bad record. Their record at Anfield is just not good.
Do you think Man United's ever going to lose that record? Because yesterday I was like, yeah, he's never losing this, you know.
Yeah, I think he'll lose it. If he stays for the next year, they'll have an off day and get beat. 69, I think it is, games at Anfield in the Premier League, and you still haven't lost. Yeah, he'll get it.
And the way, like I said, that was probably one of the best Van Dijk displays I've seen in a very long time. In terms of like his box defending.
It always happens. It was like Mourinho's record when he was at Chelsea at the Bridge. He had a similar record where he didn't lose a home game for X amount of time, but eventually it will. But hey, what a back-to-back Premier League for them.
Someone said, well, the problem with PMP is when you come up against a world-class team with technical ballers like Real Madrid, you get slapped. Ask Liverpool what happened. But the thing is, it's always about balance.
Yeah, it's a mix.
Like you need it. Like look at Vinicius Junior, for example.
He's PMP, but he's PMP with technical ability.
Yeah, but a lot of his game relies on, for example, that directness to running behind.
Yeah,
that pace to running behind.
Facts.
And that's why Real so nicely balanced. That's why, listen, as much as we get onto Spurs, Harry Kane, insane technical qualities, then you got Son with the PMP.
Yeah.
And obviously,
Balance.
yeah, someone said, is that Madrid? Of course, man. Benzema's winning the Ballon d'Or today.
Oh shit! Are you on my? Are you on the Benz? I didn't know Benz was your guy.
Nah, I'll be honest. I can't wait for a video that he's gonna post on Insta later. Like, come on, man. How can you not be gassed?
I'm gassed. Benz is my guy. That's my guy. Like, anyone who knows me knows, and he saved football last year as well. Benzema is my guy, and it's good to see that he turned up in El Clasico, even though that I didn't watch it, and I think they'll go back to back as well. Big up Realist TV. But yeah, that Van Dijk, you know when that Van Dijk, what's it called, record will go when they play us at Anfield, we put an end to that.
I don't know, man.
We put an end to that, fam. Guaranteed.
There's something about Anfield that. Listen, the thing, I don't know, man. You see, with Anfield, I don't even think the atmosphere is that good sometimes, innit? But you just can't beat it. Like, once it gets going kind of thing, innit? And I do feel like it is sometimes a very, very tough place. And listen.
Nah, it is a tough place to go. That's why there's very few teams with good records there. However, yo, man, we rolling up. I don't know when we play them. I think it's January. We taking that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I saw the Cruz tweet. I like that tweet because I think Cruz, there was a tweet from 2018, I think it was, where he gassed up Valverde, and now he came back and said he's top 3. I'm very, very happy to see that. And listen, Liverpool could be a turning point for them. 7-1 against Rangers. So Salah got the quickest hat-trick, I think, in the Champions League, was it? And then, listen, a game against City where they defended well, something that we criticised Liverpool for this season, and they got a result. Now they got West Ham and Nottingham Forest back-to-back. That should be 6 points. If they get the 6 points, then you can kind of relax on the Liverpool hate a bit, kind of thing, innit? In terms of
you can relax on it. I'm saying
no, like in terms of like, you know, when people call it a finish, maybe like it could be a turning point.
They're not finished. They're where they're supposed to be in that. You know what I'm saying? And again, you lot sarcasm. You lot don't understand. The same way when I just called Barca scrubs. You know what I'm saying? I said we winning at Liverpool, guaranteed. Like, you lot know me. You know what I'm saying? Don't take me. That's why it's stats, facts, and vibes. Baines is the stats and facts. I'm the vibes of the podcast. That's all it is. Like, come on, man. You don't know me well enough. That's why Surfer just laughed. That's why Ray just laughed. That man know me well enough to know I'm not being serious. But we move. But yeah, in regards to Liverpool, they were a cup side anyway. Champions League, FA Cup, League Cup. That's what their aim would have been this season. They weren't going to win the league, and they're still in position to get out of their group in the Champions League, and the League Cup and FA Cups haven't started. But go on.
Listen, thoughts on the Rafa Leao. I saw that Rafa Leao to United. Very excited. Because I've said I've always wanted him on the left-hand side. That's the definition of PMP kind of thing, combining good technical ability. But I'm a bit relaxed on that. And this year, De Gea possible extension. If De Gea gets an extension, I'll melt out. Because there's no way you give David De Gea extension.
Say again?
Yeah, I said it. If De Gea gets a contract extension, I'm John Myrtle out. Just part ways at the end of this contract. Be nice. You lot gave him the little trophy yesterday, whatever it was, 500 games, whatever. 500 clean sheets. I don't even know what it was. But just part ways nicely. Don't give him a new contract and make me hate him kind of a bit more kind of thing, innit? Because we are talking about one of the greatest keepers the Premier League's ever seen. He goes down as a top 5 Premier League keeper, in my opinion. Comfortably. Like, some of his individual Premier League campaigns that we've seen from him are literally incredible for a keeper. Which is why I'm like, don't do this kind of thing, innit?
That's fair.
I don't think it helps anyone with that De Gea contract.
No, that's fair. That's fair. And to Elias, I was joking. Clearly, sarcasm. Like, you lot really, but we move.
And someone said no agenda. Listen, if it was an agenda, I wouldn't call him one of the best keepers the Premier League's ever seen.
That's fair. Now, I don't want to see him get an extension. I'm with you on that, Baines. I just think go get a modern day goalkeeper.
I just think it's the perfect way to part ways. Contract ends, you don't have to do like it wouldn't be. What do you call it? Like, it wouldn't be rude kind of thing.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a nasty breakup. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it wouldn't
give
be
him
like
a testimonial. You do it nicely. You give him all the like a trophy, a shirt, or whatever at the start of the game. Perfect way to end his career.
And then he can just ride off into the sunset. And
then we get a keeper more suited for Erik Ten Hag.
He goes, Ronaldo goes. You know what I'm saying? And like we reset like slowly but surely we're changing like
the like give them like the plaques, whatever they want.
Yeah,
and then just part ways.
Europa League. You know what I'm saying in that? Like that's what it is. Like it's a Europa League thing. You feel me? Like
that's
the final way. That's the final pictures I want of Ronaldo and De Gea. Like the end their United careers is them.
It was good though, the pictures with Sorites before the game. That did get me like gassed.
No, yeah, you
Because
like that type of
no,
style,
but like, no, because Sir Alex Ferguson was the one that signed De Gea, giving him that little trophy. It was nice. Sir Alex Ferguson was the one that signed Ronaldo initially, and listen, everyone knows about Ronaldo and Sir Alex's connection. That was good to see, kind of thing, isn't it? It's good that United done something like that, because I feel like we never really can't remember the last time we done something like that. I might be going. My mind might be.
I can't remember. You'll know better than me. I don't pay that no attention.
But we'll see. We'll see. Arsenal, listen, fair play to them. Like, obviously, they were on the same time as United. I heard they didn't play well, but they won 1-0. Apparently, they grinded out that game. You have to give them credit. That's the sign of champions. I'm going to say they're going to win the league, but
that was going to be my next question. But yeah, props to him. I heard he didn't play well. I didn't watch the game because it was the same time as us, but props to him. They've won 9 from 10 now. Top of the league. Playing well. Props to the team. Props to the players. Props to Artel. They're doing well.
That's
all I can say, isn't it?
Yeah, like fair play. Saka's goal was nice. I think the keeper probably could have done a bit better potentially from that angle.
I haven't seen the goal. I'm even going to lie.
I saw it, but listen, man, fair play. Apparently, Gabriel Jesus didn't play well, but they still won. Like, that's all that matters, kind of thing.
Was he fully fit though? I don't even know if he was fully fit.
I think he was a doubt going into this game, innit? Which is why I listen. Fair play to Arsenal, innit? Fair play. Apparently, I heard Thomas Partey didn't play well either, but I heard Gabriel played very well as well, and Ramsdale made a couple good saves. So fair play to them.
Say that again. Say that last bit again.
Gabriel and Ramsdale.
Oh, what about him?
They played well.
Oh, okay. And my headphone dropped out. But yeah, like I say, props to him. I didn't watch it. I can't really comment too tough.
It was mad what happened with the game as well. That was it, like the VAR system, whatever it was.
It's Ellen Road, man. I've told you before, shithole, man. Why do you think I always say F Leeds, man? You know what I'm saying? Leeds is a beautiful place. But Ellen Road, complete dump. You know
and just quickly, you think the pressure's on Jesse Marsch now? Because that's 6 games now without a win.
Depends on what the expectation was for the start of the season. Because this is his first full season, correct? What was their expectations?
Like, probably survive relegation after losing Calvin Phillips and Rafinha.
Yeah, and they'll probably survive relegation. So no, I don't think he's under pressure. I'm not sure where they're at the table.
The 15th in the league right now. They lost against Arsenal, lost against Palace. I don't think Palace have been great either, by the way, this season. Drew against Aston Villa, lost against Brentford, drew against Everton, and lost against Brighton.
Like I said, they've lost 2 of their better players. You got to allow Jesse Marsch to get his players in as well. I'm not sure about their incomings, but like you mentioned, they lost 2 of arguably their 2 best players. So
I think the next 4 games is massive for them because you got Leicester. Come on, Leicester.
Yeah, you got to be Leicester. Right, you have to be Leicester.
They got Fulham at home. Liverpool away, that's difficult. But then they got Bournemouth at home.
They're looking at, you know what I'm saying, comfortable wins away from, you know what I'm saying, Leicester at home, looking at an easy win. Who was at Fulham at home, you're looking at easy win. Anfield away.
Not easy, but as a home side, you should be.
Yeah. Anfield away, easy points. And who was the next one? Who was the last one?
Bournemouth.
Okay, and Bournemouth again. So that's what it is.
Yeah, saying that Bournemouth are actually being decent. Next team I want to talk about quickly is Tottenham. Because people get onto Conte. But if I told you right now he had the same amount of points as Man City, what are people going to say? As I said, you might not like his football. By the end of the day, 10 games, 7 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss. Same amount of points to Man City.
Conte ball for you in a nutshell. I did a watch along for that. Almost fell asleep on stream.
Don't get me wrong, that game was boring.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. But that's Conte for you. I said it already. I said it from before he got to Spurs. Will he have success there? Yes, he's already had success getting him into the champs. Will the football be good? No. Will he get results? Yes. This is why they're in top 4 contention. Will they finish in the top 4? Different conversation. But that's Conte ball for you. But you got to give him... Yeah, Conte doing Conte things.
Listen, they conceded 10 league goals so far. Only Newcastle conceded less. Same amount of goals conceded as like City, Arsenal, and Chelsea. Yeah. I'll be honest, I do feel like he deserves a bit of credit, kind of thing, innit?
I think he gets his just dues, though. I think we all respect what Conte is. You know exactly what you're going to get, and you know exactly what you're not going to get. Like, when it comes to, like, success in Europe, forget about it. Success in domestic competitions, forget about it. Top 4, yeah. He's the best of the rest in terms of, I think he's a level B manager. I think he's the level below. So I give him his props for that. You know what you're going to get with Conte. Could Spurs finish top 4? Yes. Would it surprise me if they did? No. but I think they'll be in the race, and that's largely down to Conte. So I give him his credit.
Let's touch on
Let's
this
go with
quickly.
Villa.
Let's touch on Chelsea Villa because this Aston Villa will target Mauricio Pochettino and try to convince him to step back into management if they pull the plug on Steven Gerrard's managerial reign. I think, listen, that is a correct decision. I think Steven Gerrard's had long enough now.
You Gerrard out, yeah?
No, I'll be honest. I said he deserved the job, man. He's done a very good job at Rangers, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like now you've had long enough. Come on, man. Like Villa are gonna have to hit the plug, kind of thing. Have to hit the button. You have to go.
Press the button. It's time to go.
Yeah. It's also funny how like Steven Gerrard, what do you call it? Jamie Carragher's not really talking about it either.
That's his brethren. Of course, he ain't gonna talk about it.
Yeah, I know, but like the way everyone gasses up Jamie Carragher for all these takes on Ronaldo, yeah, but then because he's silent.
Because his takes on Ronaldo are good, but what he's doing is being a brethren. But that's when not everyone's like you who will slander. Like if I was managing, you'd slander me on national TV. Like you don't know.
100% would.
That's ridiculous.
Why would they not?
Because we're brothers.
But I'm a Man United fan before I'm a Flawless fan.
What kind of shit? No, but even if say I wasn't managing Manchester United, I was managing another Premier League club. I was managing Villa. You gonna slander me? I would. I know, like harshly. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, but this guy's terrible. But
I honestly would kind of think like.
You do the thing. I wouldn't do that to you. What I would say was, and I'd say it publicly on Sky, on TV, or whatever platform was on. I'd say on my Twitter, I'd be like, "Stop my Baines. That's my guy. That's my brother." So the reason why I don't talk on it is because I'm biased. So it's better to get somebody who is unbiased towards the situation. I want to slander you and cost you peas. See how Bainesy a bad guy, you know. You're a terrible human being.
Guy we want kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I won't call you a bad guy. You're a bad guy. But go on, carry on.
What do you think about the Pochettino to Villa appointment, though, if it does happen?
Very good for Villa. Very, 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 very good appointment for Villa because we've already seen what Poch can do at that level. We've seen him do it at Southampton. We've seen him do it at Spurs. You know what I'm saying? So for sure, man. I've seen him do it at Spurs. It's underwhelming, though, for him. I thought he would have tried to go and get another Spurs-esque job. So maybe it's not PSG.
Would you not say
Spurs job?
This is a good opportunity? Because let's be honest, Pochettino stocks are on the floor right now. Literally on the floor.
Well,
Aston Villa are a club that have very rich owners. Would you not say this could be a good job in terms of...
Did they have rich owners?
Yeah, they're one of the richest owners in the country.
Did they spend money like that, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you not say Aston Villa is a club that should be aiming for the Europa League places in terms of...
What kind of like Newcastle?
Just below Newcastle kind of thing. Maybe Conference League. Okay. I think that's the way I look at Aston Villa in terms of the money they spent kind of thing, innit? I think this could be a good job for Pochettino in terms of rebuilding the club. But I also said this here, I have a massive problem with Aston Villa's recruitment. Massive problem. I don't think that team is balanced. I said it at the time. I think Philippe Coutinho, horrible signing. Absolute horrible signing. Because I look at that team, where does Coutinho fit in? In my eyes, if you're building a team around someone at Aston Villa, it's Jacob Ramsey. He's Aston Villa's best player in my eyes. One day player of the year last year. I think one day fan player of the year. He's that guy. Yeah. Okay. Coutinho, I don't even think he started on the weekend again.
Yeah, with the Poch one, even though his stocks are, I don't think they're on the floor, but his stocks are low. I still think this is a level he's cleared. I expected him to go get another Spurs job. So not a team trying to get to Europa League places, a team already in Europa League places. Obviously, that's limited in regards to English teams. But if he does go to Villa, it goes to show he just wants to be back in management. I don't think the pressure's too much on him there. If he was to get to Villa and finish 8th, 7th, 9th, then that's success. His aim is to be the best of the rest and maybe try and pick up a FA Cup or a League Cup. So maybe that's how he's looking at it. And then it's a stepping stone to another Tottenham or a stepping stone beyond that to another PSG-esque. But yeah, we'll see.
And listen, the thing is, I've always said I like certain players from Aston Villa. I just don't think they have a balanced team.
Why? What is the so unbalanced? You reckon they got too many 10s or something?
I don't like the, for example, wingers kind of thing. You got Liam Bailey, good winger in my eyes in terms of he's a natural winger. Then you paid Ollie Watkins out wide the other day.
Yeah, that's not it. Ollie Watkins out wide is not
it.
Yeah. Hey.
That's where I have a problem with the team kind of thing, innit? But listen, Harold Mings made a mistake as well for all the Mason Man goal. The thing is, Harold Mings has actually been on decent form for Villa since he lost the captaincy armband. I think he might have won the player of the month last month for Aston Villa. And I always like to see what Aston Villa fans are saying and all the teams fans are saying, and they're all literally gassing up Tyrone Mings. But he made a mistake in it.
Such a bad one. That mistake.
Kepa as well. Listen, he deserves a lot of credit as well.
Kepa played well.
Saves, yeah.
Kepa played well. I heard, and I seen the saves. Props to Kepa.
You see the Mason Mount goal as well?
I did see the Mason Mount goal. Props to Mason Mount. He's turned his form around since Potter's gone in now.
He's actually looked all right.
Mm-hmm.
Fair play.
He's in good form.
What else is there to talk about in the Premier League? Let me look at it. What have I missed? Southampton, West Ham was 1-1. Not really to talk about. The Saturday games, by the way, were absolutely shocking.
Oh, yeah. You spin.
I watched Leicester Palace at 12:30.
Jesus.
Like
I said, I watched Spurs Everton and I almost fell asleep.
Yeah, Spurs Everton. I'll be honest. I got lucky with the 3 o'clock game. I watched Fulham Bournemouth.
Well, you picked the best one out of the bunch. I hear that.
Yeah. Like, listen, man, there was only 2 games to choose from, kind of thing, innit? But just quickly, Bournemouth deserve immense credit as well, Gary O'Neill, because since he came in as interim manager, they still haven't lost. They've got 4 draws in that period and 2 wins.
Well, give them props.
They're up to 10th in the league. Same amount of points of Liverpool. Obviously, Liverpool got a game in hand. Same amount of points as Brentford, who a lot of people like to hype up Brentford.
Shout out Brentford.
Yeah, like fair play to Brentford, but Bournemouth deserve a lot of credit, kind of thing, innit?
Right. They do. Like I said, the manager's gone in there and stayed the ship, especially after what Scott Parker said, that his team is not equipped and not good enough. So, hey, props to him. He's doing a good job there.
Well, I said it. I don't think Scott Parker's a good manager, but it's also interesting that they haven't offered Gary O'Neill the managerial job yet.
Yeah, because
if a manager comes in 6 games unbeaten at Bournemouth after how they started the season,
because you have to see what happens when they have a couple bad results. That's why.
But it's also interesting because I saw what do you call it? What's the guy's name? I don't even know where I saw it, but I saw someone talk about Bournemouth in it. I think it was like one of the Bournemouth, like, what do you call it, reporters. Right. And they said they want an external appointment. So they wanted, the guy at Brighton point, Roberto De Zerbi.
Oh, did they want him?
They wanted him apparently before obviously Brighton took it.
Okay.
So it's interesting that they still want to make an external appointment. But listen, you have to give credit to Gary O'Neill for now, kind of thing, innit?
Yeah. And I think people watch because people are talking about United and other stuff in the chat. People must be further behind.
Yeah.
The man said some of you lot are in big trouble when Bruno gets injured. How you defend the players that you like? Who got defended? And who's in big trouble? Who are these people?
I'll be honest, I do agree with that kind of thing, though, because we have no one else in that 10.
I try anyway. You were talking about youth. Throw it to a youth player.
Yeah, but then
I'd rather see a youth player in there. So Zidane can't play.
The only thing you can maybe try is Zidane by a bit deeper than moving Eriksen forward, kind of thing. But I said this, I don't think Eriksen. I like Eriksen deeper. There's something about him in the 10. I don't further forward.
There's both. Because he's that good. But my point is, if Bruno gets injured, the sky's not falling. We'll be okay. Is my point. It's my point. Try something else. I'm not even saying it will work without him. But Bruno don't get injured anyway. This guy's always fit.
He missed one game. I think we might have been looking at it. Missed one game.
Jesus.
Since he got Manchester United. That is a phenomenal injury record.
Yeah.
He deserves immense credit for. I don't know, maybe the way he takes it off.
Shame he's not a phenomenal player, but we move.
No, but that aspect of the game, you can't fault Bruno. Listen, there's over 100 people watching as well. Make sure you guys like the video. Let's quickly talk about this week's fixtures, or midweek, innit?
Go on, talk about it. Let's go.
Brighton, Nottingham Forest. And Nottingham Forest as well, man.
What is going on with Forest? What is happening?
Oh, listen, I said it at the time. Like, once you sign so many players, what do you expect? Like, you literally did what Fulham did a couple of years ago, and what happened to Fulham? They got relegated. And now you sacked they sacked the head of recruitment, I think it was. Yeah,
I think they have to after that. Who signed off on that? Whose idea was that?
I don't know, man. Like that. Listen, players are eventually going to need time. They're going to need time to gel.
Well, I don't get that. Well, yeah, you'll expect Brighton to do the business.
Yeah. I don't think the Brighton managers won a game yet so far. But they have played good football, which that's Brighton for you, innit? Even on the weekend, they had a high XG. Brighton Football Club.
Brighton Football Club for you.
Yeah. Yep. Crystal Palace Wolves. I think that's a very tough game to call. So obviously, Wolves have been struggling this year, but I'll be honest, I think
Palace ain't been that good either.
You think there's going to be pressure going on potentially Vieira?
No. I think it's expectation. They're a mid-table club. They're probably, I don't know where they are in the table, but they're probably mid-table.
They're 13th.
Yeah. So they're roundabout where they should be
so far. 4 draws, 3 losses.
Well, roundabouts where they should be. So I don't think he's under any pressure. As long as they don't get dragged into a relegation scrap, which I don't think they will, I think they'll be okay.
But even then, relegation is kind of hard to call.
I think, I put it this way, I don't think they'll be in a relegation battle.
Because look, it's very hard to call because I'll be honest, I think everyone thought Bournemouth would get relegated, but they're currently 10th in the league. But saying that Forest, I think will probably get relegated.
You got Forest, Leicester, if they don't sack Brendan Rodgers, are in big trouble.
Yeah, 1 win all season, 24 goals conceded, which I think is the most in the Premier League.
Yeah, they in trouble if they don't sack. Brendan Rodgers, they in trouble.
And even Southampton are the other team in a relegation zone. 8 points, 2 wins, 2 draws.
They're always there, isn't it? But as long as they keep Hasenhuttl, they'll be okay.
Like the thing is, I always give Southampton a bit of like benefit of the doubt because I think they have the youngest squad in the league, innit?
Yeah, the squad is just not all of that. But with the Hasenhuttl, they'll be okay. They always seem to be every season they'll be flirting with relegation and they'll figure it out.
I think on Wednesday we got a very good game, but obviously United are playing that day as well, innit?
Yeah,
Newcastle, Everton at St James's Park. That's a very good game.
Is that what game? Is that the quarter past? No, is that the half 7 kick or the 7:30 kick, or is that the okay? It's not one of the 8:15. All right, fans. Yeah, that is. I'm debating what game to watch at half 7. That's why before our game kicks off.
That's a very good game, you know. That's hard to call. Everton have been all right this season. So have Newcastle.
Yeah.
But you expect St James Park, potentially Newcastle should edge this.
Expect Newcastle to do the business. Yeah. Absolutely.
You got Chelsea, Brentford is what, 7:30?
That's going to be a good one. Brentford, Chelsea going to be one. I'll probably watch that. That's going to be a goodie. 100%. Who you got for that?
Chelsea have been playing well.
Chelsea been in there. Unfortunately, I've been in
there. Credit to Graham Potter for turning it around a bit.
Thanks.
Liverpool, West Ham, 7:30 at Anfield.
West Ham are another side who have been poor. You would expect Liverpool to kick on after the Manchester City game. You would expect them to. So I probably.
But at least they've been playing in the Conference League as well, yeah. But they're unbeaten in the last 5 in all comps. Beat Wolves 2-0.
Okay.
Beat Anderlecht 1-0. Beat Fulham 3-1, which I think is a good result. And they beat Anderlecht again 2-1, and then they drew against Southampton.
I think their form's been better. I
think from what I know, apparently I think the Southampton goal was a shocking decision. I haven't seen it, but apparently the referee got it, was in the way kind of thing, innit?
I hear that.
So
West Ham away now. It's at Anfield. I swear it's at Anfield. Yeah, I think Liverpool will win. I think they'll kick on. But if they don't kick on, sucks to be them.
You got Bournemouth, Southampton as well.
Derby, innit? They can't stand each other, so that's going to be interesting. They don't like each other at all.
You think Dominic Solanke also deserves a lot of credit? Because so far, 7 Premier League starts, 2 goals, 4 assists.
I ain't watched them, but off the numbers, that's good numbers. I don't know what he's doing eye test wise, but if he's pulling up some GNA for them, props to him.
He looked right the other day. I watched the game. I'll be honest, Bournemouth actually decent. Decent.
And we're gonna get to that. Don't worry, man. We're gonna get to that segment, man. You know what I'm saying? Look at Midge's smile. He loves it.
United, Tottenham, 8:15.
Yeah, we're gonna move to them, look. We're gonna move to them.
You're not fearful? Potentially, Eriksen might not be there back.
Respect.
I said it's too early to see.
Yeah, they'll give us enough of the ball. They'll give us 70% of the ball.
But then, is that not the last thing you want?
No, I trust our players with 70% of the ball.
I would prefer it the other way. I think we're better on the transition.
Yeah, I agree with that. But what I'm saying is they will give us enough of the ball to the point where I think we'll break them down eventually. We'll create enough. We have enough out there.
Listen, man, I think this is a very tough game to call, innit?
Oh yeah, it's not gonna be easy. But I'm backing our team. Yeah.
Listen, we'll see it. We'll see.
What have you got? What's your result? Don't do that.
I still got United doing.
Scoreline.
2-1.
Okay. This guy a comedian, you know.
Nah, like someone said, not afraid as well as I am. I'll be honest, innit?
I'm not afraid. No.
Like it could be a stink fest as well.
I respect them. Oh yeah, it's not going to be. Spurs don't play pretty football. I respect them, but I don't scare them.
No, I said this. I think we're better on the transition. Just because from what we've seen so far, innit? Against Arsenal, for example, we were better on the transition.
You're right. Yeah.
I've always said that. I think that suits our players more. Suits Bruno more. Suits Rashford more. And that's how we're hurting teams, kind of thing, isn't it? And listen, it depends. Can we control game with Fred if Fred has to play again? I don't know, kind of thing, innit? Well, let's see, innit? Fulham Villa on Thursday.
Villa.
Fulham have to be winning that.
Yeah, he's under pressure. Steven Gerrard. We spoke about it. Who else?
Mitrovic has been in good form.
Oh, no, I was going to say the more games. Yeah, Mitrovic.
Oh, yeah. Leicester Leeds. That's it.
Leeds will be looking at anyone who plays Leicester's looking at 3 points. Anyone is. But all right, let's get to the point of the show everyone's here for. You know what I'm saying the Michael McKenna updates.
So Carrick didn't take the job. Understandable.
Okay.
From what I read, apparently Chris Wilder wasn't happy with the ownership before the season started in terms of the recruitment. So maybe that's understandable why Carrick didn't want to take over. Like obviously he had meetings with the borough board and stuff. Maybe he didn't want it. First. Understandable. Listen, you don't want to risk and have a black mark on your record straight away.
Yeah, it's got to be the right job.
Yeah.
Well, it's got to be the right job. What about McKenna? How's he doing?
He lost on the weekend.
How is it? What score?
1-0.
To who?
Lincoln.
Was it at home or away?
At home.
Okay, listen. So is it Portman Road? Is that what their ground's called? It's Portman Road, isn't it?
I don't know. But listen.
How do you not know this?
They had 33 shots.
Jesus.
5 on target.
Yeah, they got
Ipswich had 3 shots, 2 on target. Like, come on, man. Like, it's a difficult one kind of thing, isn't it?
Wait, who does McKenna manage again?
Ipswich.
Okay, yeah, I'm right. I'm looking for the results. Yeah, they lost 1-0 at home to Lincoln. I'm having a look here. Yeah, 33 shots, 5 on target.
He's still second in the league, to be fair. Still second in the league. Listen,
let's go.
It happens. Still an automatic promotion pace, isn't it?
Yeah, man. Only 4 points off. Where are Lincoln? Lincoln at mid-table. But all right, I'm saying they've won.
But it happened.
They've won 3 out of their last 5, man.
No, but you can clearly see it's one of those results when you have 33 shots, 5 shots on target. Yeah. Finishing went there. It was basically like your United versus Anomia.
Yeah, man. 100%.
Or Ammonia, whatever they're called.
Ammonia, yeah. 100%. You're right. You spitting. You spitting, fam.
Someone said championship is his level. I said this. I think I saw a tweet the other day from an Ipswich fan saying, not from an Ipswich fan, from a person that watches the lower leagues a lot, innit? Yeah. And he said McKenna does have Premier League potential.
Okay. We're going to find out.
It's interesting, isn't it? But listen, man, it's clearly one of those games. We'll be back next week for the segment on Carrick and McKenna.
Make sure you are here.
Yeah, exactly.
Make sure you
more
are
so
here.
McKenna. But listen, make sure you guys like the video.
It's the Michael McKenna segment. That's what it is. But go on.
Subscribe to the channel. Anything else you want to say before we wrap up?
F Liverpool, FC, F Arsenal, F Leeds, F Anfield, F the Etihad, F the Emirates, F the shithole that is Ellen Road. Yeah, that's pretty much it. F all the ups. Manchester United, we out here. Europa League winners 2022/23. Champions League winners 2023/24. Because the Champions League, the season after is at Wembley. So we're going to go to London and pick up the Champions League. Come.
Just quickly, Barcelona lost against Real. So satisfying. So satisfying, man. Honestly, like, you know the I said this last time, I think. You know the Barcelona hype that we saw last year after they beat Real 4-0? When they were Barcelona, Real Madrid, the finish, all of that stuff. Their downfall, so satisfying.
Yeah.
And it's good that Benzema's going to win the Ballon d'Or today. How Gavi is winning that Copper Award, ludicrous. Absolute ludicrous, by the way. You cannot tell me Gavi should be winning that award over Bellingham, over Jamal Musiala. But listen, man, that's a conversation for another day. I might make a TikTok on that, so make sure you guys follow the TikTok.
Go follow Bainesy's TikTok. Make sure you do that, people. Make sure you do that. But yeah, it's good to see Barcelona. Oh yeah, like I stated when everyone was talking rubbish when we did Stats, Facts and Vibes last week. And when Barcelona this and that, they can't get out of a group containing Inter and Victoria. Hold that. Oh, you got Barca this and that. They're going to be in Europa League with us. You know why? Because they're a Europa League level side, people. That's why.
Ansu Fati, so fair play to Ansu Fati for the goal. He did very, very well.
Hold that, man. And if we book Barca in, bring me Barcelona. You know what I'm saying?
Not yet.
Not yet. We go later rounds, yeah, because I think we'll win our group. All bullshit aside, I genuinely think we'll win our group. I'm not scared of none of these teams in Europa League. Bring me anybody. Anybody.
Like, you know, Ansu Fati, it's such a shame, you know.
Oh, why is it
like, I swear he's got 2 ACL injuries, I think it is. Or like 2, surgeries on his legs or something.
Mazel.
And he's still relatively young kind of thing. Like,
Yeah, that's crazy.
Very, very good potential, but it's still very, very frustrating kind of thing how injuries can ruin a player. Same thing with Callum Hudson-Odoi's ACL injury, but that's life, innit? That's life. Listen.
Yeah. And to get to this point, because Z said, Flores, what you say about United on your show, United wouldn't make top 4 because our squad is not good enough. I disagree. We invest enough in our squad to compete for the top 4 through the league. Yeah, again, you've answered your own question here. I've said this. Words matter. This is why I said this. We invest enough in this squad to compete. I've said for the longest, Manchester United should be in the top 4 race this season. But are we good enough to make top 4? No, because I don't think we are one of the 4 best teams in the league. Well, are we good enough to compete? Yes. And money doesn't guarantee it because we need more investment. Zia, you telling me our squad is perfectly balanced, and you see how light our squad is. Our squad is not the greatest. We know this. Behind our first 11, there's not really too much behind that. And Comrade says, Flawless, you could get clipped here. It's calm, innit? If I get clipped, so be it. Like, I'm not worried. I'm not scared of being clipped in the slightest, because if Barcelona would have beat Inter Milan, I would have got clipped. But everyone's quiet about that when I said they won't get out that group. When I said Inter would get a draw. I'm calling Inter average is generous. And when they book them in a couple of weeks, Bayern play Barca the next game week 5, match day 5. They're gonna get booked and clapped by Bayern Munich as well. But we move.
Big up Bayern Munich though. They said group of death, top of the group.
You called that a group of death?
Everyone did.
That is ridiculous.
No, but Bayern top of the group. 4 wins from 4.
I would expect them to be top.
I heard no Julian Nagelsmann praise, but listen, man, what can we say?
Me and you could have managed against those sides.
As well.
We are not propping. Julian.
You know what's a big shame?
We're not doing
this is one of the most disappointments of the week. Sane is injured.
Who's injured?
Leroy Sane.
Ah, yeah, that's a miss.
That's a big loss, you know. Because I'll be honest, the way Sane starting the season in those central roles, dangerous. And even last season, the first half of last season, I think he won like 3 Player of the Month awards for Bayern Munich. One of my favorite players in the world injured, man. It's such a shame. Pick up Leroy Sane though. Hopefully the injury's not too
Hopefully
serious.
it's not too bad, but yeah, I'm not praising Nagelsmann for finishing top of that.
Yeah, listen. You still think Nagelsmann's good? Yeah, I do.
Yeah, Nagelsmann high.
Nagelsmann is a good manager.
You just being quiet about it because they're 4 points behind Union Berlin. That's all. I'm saying let them go clear. I'm saying. I said you're just being quiet about it because Bayern Munich are 4 points behind Union Berlin, but that's all it is.
Union Berlin are good though.
Yeah, sure.
No, they actually are.
Okay, I don't watch Bundesliga, so I'm gonna take your word for it.
Even Freiburg, to be honest, they're a good side, isn't it? But listen, Bayern Munich beat them 5-0 yesterday. Like, what can we do? Sometimes Bayern happens, isn't it?
Look at this guy, yo. Look at this guy.
Playing the game. 5-0.
That is shameless.
Bayern happens, isn't it? Someone even one scored 2 promoting bag. Listen,
this guy flexing 5-0 wins against Freiburg, you know. Is that how Nagelsmann stocks his bad down like that?
You take. I'm not going to gas up a victory against Barca. That was 2 weeks ago or something. I'm going to gas up the last result.
And Shazee says, but you're lowering the level, saying aim for the Europa League. We should aim for both. Just saying, I don't think we are good enough to finish in the top 4. It's not about lowering the standards. It's where I think the team is at. Z, if you think United are one of the 4 best teams in the league, cool. We should finish in the top 4. I don't think we are. So it's not lowering the standards. It's showing where we're at. That's unfair of me to say so. Yeah, Baines, he's hella shameless. Baines, do you think we're one of the 4 best teams in the league?
I think we're in that 4th to 6th mark. I think it's very tough to call right now.
Okay, so it's lot, but you're not saying for definite. So if we finish outside the top 4, it wouldn't surprise you.
Chelsea,
my point.
Liverpool,
Chelsea, Spurs, Arsenal, Liverpool, like you could argue we're 6. My point is, so that's what it is. So it's not lowering the standards.
I want to talk about Nunes quickly. That me about Nunes. That was funny, you know. That was funny, but I
thought you was investing in Nunes stocks. Now you're here laughing.
It was chaos. Like, listen, man, I still like Nunes, you know. I'll be honest.
You sure? Tell your face that the way you smirking, laughing.
No, like, don't get me wrong. That cameo was funny. Like, if Liverpool drew, that's on Nunes kind of thing, isn't it? But you know what? You came on. You are a handful. You create chaos. I have to respect it. On another, like, your decision making has to be better though.
This guy's shameless, yo.
But yeah, listen. Anything else you want to say?
Big up everyone's locked in. Big up the chat as always. Make sure you follow Baines's TikTok. Make sure you subscribe here. know what I'm saying? Statman Baines, make sure you subscribe to Sarcasm City TV, please. We'll be back Thursday night. You know what I'm saying? Every Monday here, every Thursday on Sarcasm City TV. Yeah. And F Liverpool, F Arsenal, F Leeds, F Manchester City, F Anfield, F the Emirates, you know what I'm saying? F the Etihad, F the shithole that is Ellen Road, F all the ops, Europa League, Manchester United Europa League winners 2022/23, Manchester United Champions League winners 2023/24, lifting the Champions League in London in 22. Why are you smiling? Why are you smiling?
League.
Champions League, man, 100%. Let's go.
I'm also thinking about potentially creating a second channel, you know, but I don't know yet.
Go on, hit us. Why you
because I want a second channel here for more. How do I say here?
Non-football content.
Non-Man United content kind of thing, innit?
You should just put it on here.
Nah, because I'll be honest, like, you know, for example, the Man United content that's better kind of thing, innit?
Okay.
But then, you know, when you upload non-Man United content, your algorithms kind of go lower kind of thing because of that.
Okay.
So I'm thinking of potentially creating another channel, like more like, what do you call that, tier lists and stuff.
First?
Quizzes back on that. Got another show that I want to do, but need to think about how it's going to work on YouTube.
You got to dot all the I's and cross all the T's.
Yeah. Like, if that show works, it bangs, but I don't know how I'm going to do it on Zoom kind of, or StreamYard kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's more of an in-person thing, but
let's link up, innit? Let's link up, let's do it. You know what I'm saying?
Long linking up. Listen, man, I can barely get out of my bed.
God, this guy. I'm saying, but you criticize me when never mind. You know what I'm saying? We'll keep it. This guy hope my bread break, you know. Like, this guy messaged me when he was on his way to uni. I was like, hold that. And I was like, I'm still in bed. This was like 11 a.m. I think. And this guy was like, yo, hope your bed breaks. I'm like, why would you wish that on me? This guy, you bad mind.
Man, something that bro, this one. Basically, you know what it is? Say if I upload a United video, it bangs more than the non-United videos kind of thing, innit? But then if the non-United video don't bang as much, then YouTube obviously push it less kind of thing, innit?
Facts. I hear that.
Which is why I think I might create a second channel kind of thing to have that, and then United for this. Or not United for this, like this is more like Premier League based, let's say.
First?
Yeah. So anyway, listen, big up everyone for watching. Like the video, comment, subscribe to Flawless. The link is in the title. Subscribe to me. We'll be back soon. Big up.